One of the pitfalls of every entrepreneur, especially when you're building your first company, is that you're so focused on creating a great product that you almost don't dedicate enough time to figure out how you're going to get that product into the right audience, into the market. I had this conversation today with someone called Olga. She's the founder of a company called Museumio. And Museumio is working in the educational space, and she's taking the experience that people would have in museums and putting into VR. And so giving to kids a much more interactive way to experience history. There's something particular at the end of the conversation that I urge you to continue to watch, because we go into the details of her go-to-market strategy. Make sure you stay until after the conversation, because I'm going to talk about a second thing that is totally related to that, which is about timing. I'm going to tell you why timing is another very crucial element for you to pay attention to. Oh, right. Okay, now I can see stuff.
Okay.
Ah, right.
There's 3 zoom levels. I'm not sure which side of the moon you are.
So you go to Museumio,
Yeah.
and then you start playing for free.
Yeah.
And then you pay for particular experiences.
Yeah.
And then let's say you pay £5 to get to see stuff in Tate Modern.
So now,
And then there's a revenue share for them every time people
5
go
to
there.
7%.
So in terms of money, it's not going to be a lot anytime soon, right? Because you will need, like, how many people?
So like currently,
what is your total addressable market at the moment?
So as our total addressable market in the UK is 6.8 million parents.
Okay.
So, but that's just in the UK, and that's particular for our kind of age group.
6 million parents who are interested in VR and have the box.
Have children aged 8 to 12 and are interested in the educational experiences with the average spend of £76 per week or something like that.
But they don't have the gear yet.
No. So basically that's a part of
So
our
how
market.
many gears there are of that in the market?
So there are not that many, but this costs £5 on the Amazon.
Yeah, okay.
So the way we're gonna start initially promoting it is by actually, so when the parent downloads it, they will be asked the questions, do you have a headset or not? If
and
not,
then you
they
buy,
will be redirected to our website that will basically get them the branded Museumio headset in play that they can start playing.
Okay.
And the same kind of comes with the educational boxes. So it's basically the hardware on the software to actually get that, because the minute we know the parent has a headset, they don't have any barriers for adoption, and in fact they don't have any other content they can use. So we are in a kind of like in a sweet spot of getting someone very loyal.
Let's say in a amazing world you close the deals with, I don't know, 20 museums in the next 6 months or a year, whatever, and then you have loads of content. And then Museumio is like booming, like loads of content there. People go, download, etc. Right? I'm still struggling to find a way for you to be, seen. Like how people are going to discover you, how people are going to discover Museumio on the App Store.
So this is an interesting question, and basically that's what we are analyzing now. So we are building the marketing strategy with parental influencers that basically would allow them to try the experience and to kind of like spread the word. But from what we've got from parents' feedback, initially the app itself going to be very, very hard to monetize. So what makes more sense to them is to get a box that is something the child has a physical experience with,
which is what you showed me first time we met. Yes.
That has a headset, some paper stuff, because parents just like that the child has a paper because they can see stuff, additional materials that can be produced within an hour, like make your own cartouche. This is an example of the alphabet, literally the one that the child saw in the experience, and after they download the app. And this way, you make slightly a better margin, because you can sell the box for effectively £15 that would cover 2 or 3 levels, so they don't actually need to pay for it, but then they subscribe. So this parental influencers plus.
But that requires a totally different go-to-market and logistics, right? Because you need to have all it. Now you're talking about storing physical things to deliver to people. But also it's like you go back to the same problem. How people are going to discover you? What are they searching for that they're going to find Museumio?
Educational activities for kids.
So how much people search for that? Is it, if you go to
parents,
If you go to Google Trends and you search for educational activities, is it like loads of searches? Yeah. How much?
I need to check, but that's what parents basically, they try to provide an alternative screen time to a child. So they're not happy with kids being glued to YouTube. So they try to...
But look, if you open your laptop,
yeah.
So I encourage you to spend probably, good amount of hour there to start finding the way that people would search for something like this. Because then you're going to start aligning your positioning with what people are naturally already inclined to do, and that will help you to create the right messaging, but also to find the right places where you should place an ad, or you should maybe get in touch with certain museum shops to get them to retail your kit, so all of those things you need to think through how you're going to be discovered. That's like the most crucial thing, both for the app, if if you talk about the app store, or for the kit.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because for B2C, if you're not discovered, you're going to create an amazing product and nobody cares because they just don't know you. Here's the thing, almost half of startups fail because they couldn't solve a customer need. And customer needs are not out of nowhere, right? People behave differently in different times in their lives. So maybe VR would not be able to be even thought about like 10 years ago, but now it's something that people started to get used to it and they're kind of wanting to explore a new technology. The crucial thing about finding the customer need and the right audience for a product is actually to do with something that you have no control of. I'm sorry to tell you the bad news, but it is. You need to be able to, as an entrepreneur, to be tuned into trends and how people are behaving, how people are changing their needs and their ways of life, so that you can actually understand when they're going to need the product that you're creating for them. Timing is crucial. A very real example of that is Netflix. Netflix started in 1997, and their first business was actually to rent DVDs and Blu-rays to people, like literally delivering rented discs. After a few years of that business model, they realized that the people and the technology was ready for streaming media. And in 2010, Netflix introduced the streaming media service, which you know nowadays. And they also started to be active producers of content, actually commissioning new content all the time. See, Netflix is a great example of a company that has been so tuned into how their customers are behaving and how things are changing in the world, and getting the timing really right to get the right business model and the right product to the right audience. Anyway, thank you for watching. Do write your comments below and tell me what was the thing in this video that was most valuable for you, that was like that light bulb moment. It's like, oh my God, now I can solve my problem as soon as possible. I'm gonna talk about other fuck-ups that we all do as entrepreneurs in many other videos, so you must subscribe so that you can get notified about that. And I'll see you in the next video. If you want to watch the video that YouTube is suggesting you is the best video for you right now, click here. If you want to watch the video that is about more challenges of entrepreneurship, click here. Or subscribe.